Well, good morning. I'm at the Monastery of Agios Dimitri. Just run up here, crawl up here really. Listened to the service for about 10-15 minutes and now I'm going to start my run down. And quite a few people up here. It's 8:45 in the morning. Very peaceful. Sun's just about to come up over the mountain behind me. That's the panoramic view. There's Lefkos in the distance, about 10 miles across the bay, and the island of Scorpios, used to be owned by Aristotle and Onassis, and our house is somewhere down there. Can't see it obviously. Anyway, I'm going to start the run back now. I'm going to try and video as I progress downhill, hopefully without stumbling. Welcome and enjoy your trip. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and we're off. Almost a full moon a couple of days ago. I don't know if you can see that. A bit rough here. Keep my eye on the road. You can hear the goat bells in the distance. Up there somewhere in that jungle. Have a quick look at the vista as I leave the monastery. And there's the mountain behind. I've been up there also, not today obviously, but I have been there in the past. You look at my little video on YouTube a few years ago. Here we go, downhill all the way. People think it's easy running downhill, but it definitely isn't. Not when there's lots of loose gravel around and all these twists and turns. Excuse my heavy breathing, but that's what you get when you're not fit. But I will run home all the way non-stop. And it's 4 kilometres from where I just left. There's the monastery, the foot of the mountain, well, halfway up the mountain really, and inside there's a massive boulder as big as a double-decker bus, which rolled down hundreds of years ago and stopped there and didn't kill somebody, and they built a monastery around it, allegedly. If any of my Greek friends watch this video, they can correct me, please do so. Here's a typical wall they've built in the last 15 years to prevent rocks falling further down the hill, particularly onto our house. There's a sort of rock. Yeah, that's about the size of a dumper truck. There's the view. Sun's just up on the other side. But when our house is just immediately down there. I've got a slow pace because I've got to watch my footings, and on the way up, well, this little area here, there were 2 enormous pigs, sows, not very friendly looking, but they weren't the wild ones which you do have up here. They were domestic ones, but they looked rather hungry, so I shooed them away. They're not here now. Hopefully they're not following me. Take a quick look back just to make sure. Are they following? No. So the sun will be up there just any minute now. See the gap? That's where the sun will rise in about 10 minutes. Quite surprised how many people were up for the Sunday service. It's quite pleasant. I've been there several times. If I'd waited half an hour longer, I would have had coffee and cakes there as well. All the congregation, not all, lots of the congregation bring goodies up there to share with the resident nun, who's also there. Said hello to me, but she's a very shy lady. She came out to get some candles for the service. There was a priest up there today, obviously holding the service. I think there might have been 2 from what I could hear, the chanting, but it could have been echoing. There we go. There's Nidri in the distance. 10 miles across to Scorpios, now owned by some Russian billionaire who paid, I think, 130 million some things for it and gave it to his daughter as a birthday present. And the following week he gave her I'm going to slow down, there's a car coming. He gave her a flat in New York for 146 million. So obviously works very hard for his money in Russia, apparently making fertilizer. Here's one of our local farms. This is owned by Costa, who we know quite well, and his family, his mum and his dad when they were alive. And he's just up there in the service now. His nickname is Alapu, translated into English, that's Mr. Fox. And there you can see some of the skulls on his fence. Well, there's only one there now, there used to be quite a few more. Watch my foot in here, another car coming. Just slow down. They've gone. Okay, I think I'll change hands. Hope it's not too bouncy for you. I really should buy some sort of GoPro camera with a gyroscope in it. I think we're about 1,000 meters up here, maybe 900, something like that. Bit of a selfie. I don't know if that works. I'm not very good at taking selfies, but just to show that it is me running. I'm not on the back of a pickup truck like in the movies. There's our mountain. It's commonly known as Chirikas. It begins with a T. Chirikas. It's beautiful up there. If you get to the top, there's an enormous plateau. It's so lush and green. Unbelievable. Here's a sharp bend. I'll slow down here. Catch my breath. Here we go. A bit of gravel here. Luckily it's so quiet you can hear the traffic if there is any. And they always slow down, of course. But the last thing I expect to see is somebody coming down the hill on foot, other than a shepherd. I haven't seen any today. Sunday, day of rest, I guess, for them. They work very hard. Goats, sheep, cattle, pigs. Here we go. And here goats behind. In the distance is Ithaca in Kefalonia. Don't know if you can see that in the haze, the morning haze. You can see the profile. The very distant one is Kefalonia, and the one in front is Ithaca. Or it could be Kalamos from this angle. Anyway, part of the Ionian chain. And the southern tip. Here's some beehives here for local apiarists. I believe the bees prefer the yellow boxes, but I don't know whether it's true or not. Anyway, we've got a friend of ours, Yanni and Katerina. He's recently taken to becoming an apiarist, and a sad day the other day when one of his hives was completely vacant. The queen had scarpered and taken her troops with her. Very sad day. Never mind, they might be back. I hope so for his sake. It's quite cool up here. I'm not even sweating at the moment, which is quite surprising. I can feel a twinge in my knee going downhill. My right knee comes and goes, but as Nick says, run through it, Dad, you'll be alright. Run through it, Dad, you'll be alright. So I'm running through it, Nick, for you. Alright. The battery's going to go on the phone, so I might have to stop at the end of this road where we join the main road, but I'll keep going until the battery dies, if I can. If I don't stop before the battery stops. No, I'm not going to stop. It's 4k from the monastery seat to my patio seat. I was doing this run a few weeks ago, a bit earlier in the morning than this, and I could hear footprints behind me all of a sudden. And this young lad, about 20 years of age, came out of one of the trails on the side, shot past me, and I never saw him again. I don't know where he came from or where he was going to. Obviously a very fit runner, not like this old man. Birthday next week, 72 in England, 73 in Greece. Bah, nothing is it, if you say it quickly. A bit steep here, I can hear something coming, but it could be off the main road. Some of the trails I'm trying to explore, and I've got a plan conceived yesterday. Once I track it out by car, is to run every street in the village in 2 goes, up and down the whole village, on the flat, obviously. Not this rubbish running up and down hills. This is no good for an old man. There's a little watering point there. Local farmers come when the water tables are low in the upperland farms. There's constantly water there, 2 tons, always full, gravity fed, freezing cold water, and free to the local farmers, obviously. I've been there many times. Would you any harm, mate? Maybe you can see Calamos now in the distance, with 2 little bumps, and then in the far distance, that's Kefalonia. And this headland, round this headland on the left, is a nice little town. It's called, what's it called again? Mitikas. It really is very pretty. Houses right on the water's edge. You step out of your house, 2 meters, you're in the sea. A bit like Venice. No roadkill today. Thank God. Hate it when I see it, but I guess it is what it is. But it is sad when there's all this open space. You see a fox that's been run over, or a polecat, or a snake. I've not seen a tortoise run over, but I've seen a tortoise in the road and put it back on the side. And, still not so nice. Coming down lower levels now. See the mountain there a bit. I don't know what you can see because this is random, just holding the phone as I plod along. Sweat breaking out now. Need to get my trusted South African sweat rag. My lucky charm from my lovely wife Yvonne. Thanks Yvonne. Right, another bend here. Oops. Slow down, boy, slow down. Doesn't start till 7:20. This part of an old landfill is being cleared now. Lots of problems with the European Union about Greece's landfills up and around the country. They really don't do recycling by any sort of scale, sadly. But they've come a long way, but they've got a long way to go. It's not the government that does the problem, it's the people. They dump stuff everywhere, sadly. Look at this. Never mind. Wanted to play my running playlist while I was jogging down as a backdrop to the video, but for some reason the phone, I couldn't get it to play and record video at the same time, one or the other. Probably some silly setting I'm not used to. More hives there, quite a few old ones. Yep, there's the main road down another 50 metres or so. So we've come down 2 k's now, or 2.3 when we hit this road, and then it's 1.7 from this point, this junction, 1.7 kilometres to home. I've done this run 100 times or more. And no, all the places to sit, all the places not to sit. Here we go, on the main road now. That segment we've just come down from the monastery on Strava is named as Monastery Madness. I don't have to explain why. If you wanted to run up there, it's called Monastery Madness. Here we are now, back on the straight and narrow. This is about 60 metres above sea level. And there's a mountain. It really is beautiful. I never get tired of running through here. Well, I get tired physically, but not mentally. I'm tired all the time. But it is such a lovely area to run in. And I get to know quite a few of the commuters, the milk truck, the daily water truck, the garbage truck several times a day, and all the players involved. In fact, our local bin man, or one of our local bin men, very nice man, Andreas, he was at the monastery with his wife Katie and their grandson Joras, all dressed up in their Sunday best. Really nice, very pleasant family. I'm going to try not to stop, but if I do, it'll be to hopefully improve the panorama instead of just looking at these bushes. In the road here. I did my ankle in one time going through one of those. Well aware of them now. Stay well away. Bit more of the vista. Oops, bit of a slip. Well, keep your eyes on the road. Keep your eyes on the road, lad. Warning from the phone, low battery, but I'll just keep going. Little shrines here for people who've unfortunately died at these spots in the years gone by. Motor accidents usually. Little local friendly beep. Another friendly homestead here on the left. It's owned by a very nice man called Tasso. He works hard as a farmer, sheep mainly. Local water storage tank there, concrete. Exciting, isn't it? Caminada! With Stathy and his sister. Very nice girls, boys around here. Just realised I had my microphone covered up by the cover, so I don't know whether you got any of my running commentary. Anyway, I'll carry on, there's only a few minutes left. There's a little church built in memory of a young boy, Philippus, sadly died on a motorbike accident. Actually, he crashed a motorbike exactly outside of our house into a telegraph pole, electricity pole. Died instantly a few years ago now, and they built that church in memoriam. Young lad, 21 years old. 21 years young, I should say. That's Stanrow's dog, you can hear. It's as big as a horse, but nice and friendly. But as long as he stays inside his garden, I'm happy. Right, so I'm going to walk for a second. Try and see if I get this film. Battery is about to go, I think. Yes. Here's another crazy dog here. This little one. He'll go for me, but he'll make a sound and he's usually gone. Don't even think about it. Ah. I gotcha. Two new houses there. Just in the morning sunshine. Mirror images left and right.